Welcome back to the channel. Today we're just doing a quick oil change on my Craftsman T1500. This one sits at the house. I like to change oil once or twice a season. So here we just started up the tractor, get that oil nice and warm for us. I've always heard that's the best route to take, so that's what I do. So we'll pop off the oil cap there, and you can see the drain plug. So we've got this oil diverter. One thing that's kind of a pain with all these tractors is how messy it is without that diverter. So we just take our socket, loosen up that drain plug here. And once we get the drain plug out, we let it drain for a few minutes. You know, like most things, it's all about just taking your time. So let that drain out good. Take a look at that little plastic piece. You know, you can buy them at most hardware stores in the Power Outdoor section. So now, after we've let it drain, we can put the plug back in. Whoops, dropped it there. I was doing so good keeping the oil off my hands. So tighten that baby back up. Got that all nice and tight. So now we can move our plastic drain assisting piece there. Get that over to some towels and wipe that up. And then you're still going to have some spillage. I like to get that all cleaned up with some paper towels. And I just grabbed a little piece of cardboard I had sitting around. It's actually from a 24-pack of Diet Mountain Dew. So now we can spin that filter off, and any oil in there will drip off onto that cardboard and right down to our oil pan underneath the tractor. We'll give that a few minutes to drain out while we get our new oil filter ready to be installed. Just put a little bit in there and put some right on that gasket. Once we get a little oil in that gasket, then we're ready to spin this back on. And these should only be hand tight. I mean, you saw me take it off. So this way, hand tight on and hand tight off. Again, clean up any residual. Is that little oil, that's going to collect a lot of dust and debris when you're out mowing your yard. And for me, that's a big sign that somebody doesn't take care of their stuff. So now we're going to add some oil in. Now that we got everything, the oil plug in and the oil filter on. So I start out with about a quart and then about an eighth to a quarter of another quart. I don't know exactly what this engine calls for, but we'll just put that in, check it on the dipstick here, and run it, and then check it again. But since I got everything apart, figured I'd take a look at that air filter, and it actually looks pretty dang clean. Just bring it over to the trailer there in the driveway, bang it on that, try to get any loose dust or debris off of there. But it was, like I said, it was pretty clean. So now here we are checking the oil. And checking it again, because I couldn't get a good read on that. So it does look a little bit low. We're going to add a little bit more here before we start it up. Pull that out again, see what we're looking at. And it's tough to tell on the camera, but we're looking pretty darn good. Get that back into place. Start it up. Get that oil nice and warm and everywhere where it needs to be within the engine. And I let it run for about 5 or 6 minutes. Obviously I cut the film to slow this, to make the video shorter, I should say. So now we've let it run for a little bit. We let it sit for a little while. And while it's sitting, I figure just top it off with gas since we're here. A lot of times my son will use this, and I don't always know what the gas level is, so he mows the neighbor's yard and gets paid for that. So I'm pretty proud of him. He's 11 now. Kind of his first job, if you will, once a week. And then he mows our yard, of course, so he's got 2 lawns he's got to take care of. So we got that all topped off with gas. Get that gas can put away, and we'll check our oil here again now that it's had some time to sit. And it's still just a touch low, so we'll add a little bit more. And then check our oil again. And this time, it is perfect. So in real time, this whole deal took about 15-20 minutes. Pretty quick, pretty easy. Thanks for tuning in today. If you get a second, hit that like and subscribe button for me.